What if the miracle you have been waiting for is not delayed because God is far away, but because one quiet step of faith has not yet been taken? Because sometimes breakthrough does not arrive with noise or attention, but through a simple decision to reach out even when fear, shame, and exhaustion say you should stay where you are. For 12 long years, a woman lived with a suffering that drained her strength and slowly erased her place in society. A constant flow of blood that left her weak, isolated, and labeled unclean according to the law, meaning she was not supposed to be touched, not supposed to gather with others, and not supposed to hope for a normal life. Yet every day she woke up carrying both pain and longing. She searched for healing everywhere she could, moving from doctor to doctor, spending all she had with the belief that relief was close, only to discover that instead of healing she grew worse, poorer, and more tired, until hope itself felt fragile and almost impossible to hold. Then one day she heard about Jesus, not through a personal encounter but through stories whispered in the streets, stories of blind eyes opening and broken lives being restored, and something stirred within her that said, if I can just touch him, I will be made whole, not because she understood how it would happen, but because faith does not always explain itself, it simply moves. When Jesus passed through the crowded streets that day, people pressed in from every side, and hidden among them was a woman who was breaking every rule by being there, knowing that discovery could bring shame or punishment, yet choosing faith over fear as she pushed forward, step by step, lowering herself until her fingers touched the hem of his garment, the lowest part, unnoticed by the crowd. In that instant, the bleeding stopped, strength returned, and 12 years of suffering ended in a moment. Yet Jesus stopped walking, turned, and asked who had touched him, and while the disciples pointed to the crowd in confusion, Jesus knew this touch was different because power had gone out of him. Unable to remain hidden, the woman came forward trembling, expecting rejection, but instead Jesus looked at her and called her daughter, restoring her identity before everyone, and told her that her faith had made her whole and that she could go in peace, healed not only in body but restored in dignity and belonging. Many people touched Jesus that day, but only one touched him by faith, because the difference was not closeness but belief. And this story teaches us that faith does not wait for perfect conditions, does not wait for strength, and does not wait for approval, but moves even while broken, even while afraid, and even while uncertain, reminding us that our condition does not cancel our faith and our weakness does not disqualify us from God's power. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to like this video, comment "I will reach by faith" if you believe your season is changing. Subscribe for more narrated Bible stories that bring clarity and hope, and share this with someone who needs to know that one quiet step of faith can change everything.